Page 25, memory. Now this piece goes through 3 pages. That's a nice piece, got all kinds of repeats and first and second endings, and when we play it together I'm going to take them all the repeats, all the first and second endings. For instance, the first 2 measures are repeated. So we're going to play the first 2 measures twice, blah blah blah, you get it, okay. Let's talk about a few things, starting with the right hand. Again, I'm going to use measure numbers because they got the measures numbers at the beginning of each line. The number with the little box, that's a measure number. If not, you may need to number your measures. Measure, let's see, I was going to say measure 8. No, that's the first measure of the second line. I want the 4th measure. So that would be measure 11 and measure 12. Right hand, you have the 2 A's that are dotted half notes. The first one, the fingering is a 3. The second one, the fingering is a 4. That prepares you for what's coming, so be sure and use that fingering, alright? Measure 21. Look at the fingering for, well, start with measure 20. You have the D, second finger, and then the E. Now you cross under with the thumb and get the F, and connect them. You do scales, that's no big deal for you, you can handle that. Measure 23 and 24. It's measure 24 and 25, that G, that is tied, so only play it the one time and hold it for the 6 counts for both of the dotted half notes. Then you got to move your hand down to get the E on the next measure. Okay. Now on measure 29 and 30, those are the last 2 measures. No, the last, yeah. 29 and 30, the measure, yeah. You have an A, and you can do it with the fingering they're suggesting. I recommend, because I like to change things, is 1 on the first, then on the A, the half note, is use a 2, and then 3, 4. So we're using different fingers on the repeated note, is all it is. On page 26, measure 57 and 58. Start with measure 57. In the right hand, you have the 2 notes and a B. There's a dashed curved line with an asterisk. This is not necessarily music notation here. This is where the editors are helping you out. It depends on who's publishing the music, alright? Sometimes you will get the dashed curved line, but you won't get the asterisk. You're supposed to know what's going on. They're telling you, the asterisk is pointing you to a note at the bottom of the page. It's because of the words. When you play it the first time, in theory you're singing along, or somebody's singing along, and that B is held over. It's tied over an extra beat. You don't play it again on measure 58. You just... So, okay. But when you play it the second time, there's a word that needs to be in there on the second B. Another, the first, okay? So you have to play the B again. So when we repeat this, and we will, on the second time around, we're going to play the B again. So it's something like that. It's not the correct rhythm, but you get the idea, all right? That's what that's about. You're simply following the words. Trying to play a note for each word or each syllable or each something. Measure 67. Measure 68. You have an F sharp D. When you go to 68, the F sharp is tied. So you only play A. And then going on, they're both tied. Alright? So don't play the F sharp again. Just hold it down for 3 measures. They do have an error in the music, I will point out here. And that is a measure 68. In the right hand, they're showing a half notes there. Half notes won't get it because there's 3 beats in that measure. We got to have another beat. All right. So what they've simply done is left off the dots. They should be dotted half notes. You take a pencil and put a little dot after each half note, so you have dotted half notes. So you hold them out. They would look like the half notes in measure 69. Measures 79 and 80 over toward the top of page 27, right hand still. The 2 A's, first one's 3rd finger, And the second one's fourth finger. We've already been through this. That prepares you for what's coming. Then at the bottom, last two measures of the piece in the second ending, your notes are here, but the 8VA is going to move them up here. So you're playing the last four measures would be starting here, and the last two measures, they go up here. That's the right hand. Let's talk about the left hand just a little bit. Left hand's pretty straightforward. You will move around a little bit, but you can just use their fingering. It works great. A little trickiness in the left hand fingering, though, I will point out for you, is at the bottom of page 25, at the second ending, you're starting out here, and then you go down to the G, and that's a little over an octave. That's a nice stretch. If your hand's big enough, just reach out and hit it. If not, you'll have to move, the pedal will help connect it for you, but if you can, just stretch out and get it. But the trickiness is the next one, the F. It's a second finger on the F. Otherwise, your thumb wants to play the F. Second finger. That sets you up for what's coming. So from G to F is little finger to index finger. If your hand's not big enough, you'll have to jump it. But again, the pedal will help connect it for you if you need to. Take a look at measure 50. On page 26, left hand still, you have the dotted half notes. We're using 4 and 2. Okay? Then on measure 51, your two index fingers going to play the G. Just so you know, the same finger's doing both. Again, the pedal will help connect for you, or you can just slide off. Sliding off is fine, but it's a little tricky. You got to time it just right. So you play the note on, when you're supposed to play it. At the bottom of page 26, on measure 7, 8, 9, 70, measure 70, you have an F sharp. I would recommend that you use second finger there. You could use third finger because you're in that position. The problem is now you got to go down one note for what's coming because you're going in the C position. If you use second finger, index finger on the F sharp, that helps you to get down to the C position. Then at the bottom of page 27, we have the same thing sort of that we had before, and on measure 102. 102 in left hand, you have an A, and the following measure is a G. That's over an octave, but if you can reach it, and try and do it without looking. Eventually, you want to feel it. You know what an octave feels like, or hopefully you're getting an idea what an octave feels like. This just goes a little beyond that. Okay. Then in the very last measure of the piece, there at the bottom, that's C, it's an 8VA under it, so you're going to go down an octave here. And of course, that last measure has a fermata, so I'm going to hold that last note 6 counts. And since it's tied, it's not tied, the right hand is tied. So it's going to get a total of 9 counts because it's tied together. 3 and 6 is better. Now, as far as the pedaling goes, it's pretty straightforward, just doing what you do the way they tell you to do it. All right? Make sure you lift it up when they tell you to lift it up. That's all. It's no biggie. Now, I think it's better if you play this when you're learning, of course. Do it without pedal. You add the pedal last. And what I need to do is, when we play it together, I need to do it without pedal. But on the other hand, you may want to see the pedal and see what's going on. So what I'm going to do is, since it's repeated, pretty much the whole thing is repeated, the first time through I'm going to do it without pedal. On the repeat, I'm going to add the pedal. So you get it both ways. So like in the first 2 measures, those are repeated. So the first time is without pedal, and the second time I'll add pedal. And then when I go to the third measure, I'll do that without pedal, and then when after the first ending and all that, okay, you get the idea. Now we're going to play to the bottom of page 25, And we're going to stop and turn the page. And then I'm going to count you in again. And we're going to start at the top of page 25, and then we'll play pages 25 and 26. And we will do the repeats on that, just like we're supposed to. So, 3/4 time, I will give you 3 counts. And we will play this together. It's going to start out with the left hand here. The right hand will be here. Now it's up to you whether at the beginning of this you leave your right hand on your lap until right before you need it and then get it up, or you can put it up at the beginning before you start and just so it's there, so you're ready. So you decide how you're going to do that. Remember, we are repeating the first 2 measures. Now because this is really mainly quarter notes and larger notes, there's no eighth notes or anything tricky like that, I sped the metronome up to 70. Because we can do this at 70, can't we? Yeah, we can. 3 counts. 1, ready, go. Repeat. Second ending. 2, 3, 3. 1, 2, 3, off. Okay, turn the page. 1, ready, go. 2, 3. ending.